Alright guys, I'm the NFL Addict, and today I will be making my NFL record predictions for the 2021 Atlanta Falcons. Before we get started, make sure that you like and subscribe. I do NFL videos all year round, so if you like this type of stuff, you'll like this channel. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started talking about the Falcons. The Falcons, it's not been a great offseason for them. They really, I know in the draft, everybody was saying that they should get Kyle Pitts, but in my opinion, Justin Fields was the best option that was there for them. They have an aging quarterback who hasn't been playing great. He's been playing okay, but getting a young quarterback who would probably play better, in my opinion, to sit behind him for a couple of years would be better than getting another tight end who will be very good, will be a good option, but it isn't great. I mean, I would rather have Justin Fields over Kyle Pitts any day, unless you already have a good quarterback, which the Falcons, I guess, maybe, but not really. Also, they lost Julio Jones. I mean, we started hearing about it like a month ago, and I didn't think anything of it. I thought it wasn't going to be much, and then he came on the Skip and Shannon show, and he basically said that he wanted to be out of there, and now he's on the Titans, so yeah, it's not going to be great. Calvin Ridley's pretty good, and obviously Kyle Pitts, he's going to be a pretty good weapon. Again, I would rather have Hayden Hurst starting at tight end and Justin Fields sitting behind Matt Ryan than nobody basically backing up Matt Ryan and Kyle Pitts and Hayden Hurst is a good tight end duo. So, I mean, you can't just ignore that. The fact they do have a pretty solid tight end duo, probably, top 15 in the league is pretty good. But also, you can't just, it wasn't the best pick they could have made there. Lost Julio Jones. Their defense, though, did start to show up late last season. They did lose a piece in that secondary, but other than that, that defense has kind of remained the same. However, if they focused this offseason on their defense, then I wouldn't be too mad about the Kyle Pitts pick. But the fact that they were kind of focusing all on offense and they didn't pick a replacement for Matt Ryan does kind of irk me the wrong way. Let's go ahead and get started. A Week 1 home game against the Philadelphia Eagles, who basically sold everybody. They're really just hoping that Jalen Hurts is the future for them. Personally, I don't think they'll be great this year. I think Jalen Hurts maybe lasts a couple years, but I don't think he's going to be great. He had 1 or 2 good games last year, but not that many after that. He had a couple good games starting, and then it kind of fell apart. All right, but I do think Atlanta will get the win here. Their defense is good enough to stop what little the Philadelphia offense has, and especially hearing about how Zach Ertz also wants out of Philadelphia, it's going to be all downhill. If they get rid of Zach Ertz, then basically that gets rid of their 1 win that I have so far. They're going to probably have a couple more when I actually do their predictions, but still. In Week 2, I'm sorry, but they're not beating Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, the reigning Super Bowl champions. I don't think this one's going to be close at all. Tampa Bay gets the win here. In any situation. In Week 3, they have an away game against the New York Giants. They have a pretty solid defense. It showed up especially late last season. They added a lot to that offense, and I think Daniel Jones, this is probably going to be his last opportunity. If he can't take Kyle Rudolph, if he can't take Kenny Golladay, and he can't, turn this offense around, then he doesn't deserve to be on there. However, I do feel like that even if he plays the same he has been, I think that the Giants will get the win over Atlanta, who fall to 1-2. Now, another home game. They've had 2 straight away games, and now they go back to the comfort of home, but they have to play against one of the best defenses in the league in Washington. And also Washington got Curtis Samuel, Adam Humphries, completely revamping that wide receiver unit, giving themselves a pretty good wide receiver 2 and a wide receiver 3, along with obviously Terry McLaurin. The only bad thing about that offense is Ryan Fitzpatrick, but I don't think that'll hold them back enough to lose to Atlanta, and Washington gets a win against the Atlanta Falcons. Now, in Week 5, they fall into 1-3. Things aren't looking great. They have a 1 week before their bye week. They have to get a win here. Maybe they can start to turn things around. Who knows? But a home game against the Jets. The Jets, they got rid of Sam Darnold. They replaced him with a rookie quarterback who I think will be I think he'll be okay. Obviously with any rookie quarterback, the best situation is to sit him behind somebody for a couple of years and, let him develop. They didn't really do that. I'm going to have Atlanta win this one, not a tie. Oh, God, no. I don't pick ties here. That's kind of like a throwaway thing. I've seen people be like, I can't actually tell I'm going to have it be a tie. No, you've got to make those tough decisions, and I'm going to have Atlanta win this one. So now they're going through the bye week. They're 2-3, which isn't really that terrible. I guess they're 2-1 at home. They're 0-2 away, and it's not looking great at all. The only wins are against the terrible Philadelphia Eagles and the probably worst New York Jets. Now they have a tough and away game against the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins, I mean, they're pretty good. The addition of who they had. They had a pretty good wide receiver in the draft. I can't think of his name right now, but their offense is pretty good, and I'm going to give them the win over Atlanta. Unless Atlanta's defense can step it up like it did towards the end of last year, I don't see Atlanta really keeping close in this one. Now, they have a home game against the Carolina Panthers, who, in my opinion, upgraded a quarterback with Sam Darnold, and I don't think it's going to be that much of an upgrade, but I do think Sam Darnold does edge out Teddy Bridgewater as the better QB, and I think it was a good move, especially since they didn't have to give up really any picks whatsoever to get him. And also, you can't ignore Christian McCaffrey. You can't ignore DJ Moore. You can't ignore Robbie Anderson. This offense is really underrated and really good. Also, they have Brian Burns and some really good players, especially a lot of young players that can step it up in their second year. This defense could be really good. Carolina's probably going to get the sweep here, but we'll see what I think in Week 14. In Week 9, they have an away game against the New Orleans Saints. And the Saints, I feel like, are kind of being underrated right now. I think that they're definitely a lot better than what people are saying they're going to be. I think that defense is still really solid. They really only lost Janoris Jenkins and their tight end. They did manage to keep most of their good pieces. Oh, yeah, and also Drew Brees. And I think, a year sitting behind Drew Brees is going to do a lot of good for Jameis Winston. New Orleans is probably also going to get the sweep. But, again, I'll think about that when I get to Week 18. Now they're 2-6. They probably have a pretty this one could be close. It's an away game against the Dallas Cowboys, who re-signed Dak Prescott, got some pieces to that secondary, but did not help with that offensive line at all. However, that receiving core is just so good, and that secondary is now pretty solid. I'm gonna give Dallas the win here, and Atlanta falls to 2-7. So it's not looking great, and I have a home game against the New England Patriots, who got Nelson Aguilar, and they got a wide receiver in the draft as well. They also got probably maybe the best tight end duo in the league with Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. Atlanta doesn't really have a chance here. Now they go up against the worst team in the league with the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's going to be really tough for Trevor Lawrence to do anything in this one. Not this whole season. He doesn't really have any team around. They've got DJ Chark, and really that's it. No offensive line at all. They already have James Robinson, and they kind of they do have an okay running back duo back there, but Atlanta's going to get this win. They aren't that bad. And then I'm also going to give Tampa the sweep, Carolina the sweep. Now they fall down to 3-10. They have double-digit losses for the second year in a row. Now they have an away game against a completely healthy San Francisco 49ers. I'm sorry, but Atlanta is not going to win this one. However, in Week 16, a home game against the terrible Detroit Lions. Really, the Lions have nothing going for them except for the Penei Sewell signing. They lost probably their best wide receiver in Kenny Galladay, their best receiver in general, and then Matthew Stafford. That was a big downgrade going from Matthew Stafford to Jared Goff. I'm going to give Atlanta their fourth and probably final win here, as I can't see them beating one of the best teams in the league in Buffalo, and I'm going to have New Orleans get the split. They fall down to 4-13, but let's go through worst case scenario just so you can see how it could be worse. Worst case scenario is simply all right, so the worst case scenario, in my opinion, is Detroit could win this one, maybe, and they drop down to 3-14. Now, let's go through best case scenario. Best case scenario is probably a little bit better, not that much, though. They could split with Carolina. They could beat Dallas. They could probably split with New Orleans. I could potentially see that happening. But really, again, that's as far as I'm going to stretch it, and that's not likely at all. This is like best case scenario, the best that I could see ever possibly happening, and it's 7-10. So they have one of the worst ranges. Because their ceiling's not that high, and they're kind of just locked into a single-digit, middle-of-the-road, 6-11 kind of record there for years to come, unless they can get a whole new quarterback, which I don't think that they have the balls to do. So yeah, I'm gonna switch all these back. All right, and now we're back to 4-13. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you don't hate me. Y'all are last in your division. I don't think there's really any shot of y'all even making anywhere close to the playoffs. Y'all could be better than the Eagles, though. Come on, who knows? Yeah, 4-13 this year with all the bad teams that we've got. It's not going to be great. They're going to have probably not even a top 5 pick. It's not going to be great for the Falcons. They should have picked Justin Fields. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, even if you think that I'm a complete idiot, just please give me a pity sub. Come on, please. I'm just joking. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next one when I am talking about the Washington football team. Look at this. This is going to be a tough one. I wouldn't be surprised if both of these teams, Washington and the Giants, end up with the same record. So yeah, thank you for watching.